All right. It says we're live, but we don't trust StreamYard until 15 to 20 seconds in.
Somebody give us a 2x4.
Local Prepper was here. He was early at 7:35.
Forrest in there. Greg Skeens is in there.
Let's see what Forrest said. What is that all about? I have no idea what that means.
Who is Maynard James Keenan?
I don't know.
Who that is.
I don't know about
Hey,
that.
Forrest has got a 2x4. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Homestead HQ, where we talk about homesteading and preparedness. I am Shelly, and we've got
Darren down here at the bottom.
No, we've got you. Introduce yourself.
I'm Jason. I'm fighting a sinus infection, so I feel like duty right now, but I'm going to tough it out and do this thing. So,
and then we also have our guest Darren from Hacks for the Homesteader. He's going to be here tonight talking about tool maintenance with us. But before we get into that, what do you got, Jason?
Besides fighting a sinus infection, silver. Have you looked at silver today, Shelly?
I saw that Lawrence posted that it would probably be over $100 an ounce by the end of the week.
Yes, it almost like a few cents hitting $94 today, and it closed out when I looked at it. It was 91.06.
That's crazy.
Yes. So I'm like, it's cool, and I mean, Darren and I were talking about it for a minute before we went live, and I told Darren, I'm like, the bad thing is it just makes your dollar worth less.
Right.
So it's kind of a double-edged sword. I mean, are you going to take and cash it out and get, worthless dollars, or what are you going to do? I mean, you're kind of stuck sitting there holding it, I guess. I don't really know. That, or if the ratio of gold to silver gets close enough, I'm probably going to trade my silver in for gold. Because that's what a lot of people do.
Very precarious.
Yeah. So, but that's where, we're going to talk about it. Tool maintenance stuff, keeping your tools, spend the money on tools, get your tools. And I'm all about buying, durable goods. Buy it now, maintain it. A shovel's going to last you for years. And without jumping into the main topic, but durable goods, I think is where it's at.
Yeah.
But other than that, I've been shipping orders out and doing all that kind of fun stuff. I had somebody bought an OSHA kit the other day, and the OSHA kit I've got was not the right color, the box, so I had to order one, paid extra for the shipping, and then FedEx lost it for like 3 days.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So then finally it showed up today after I talked to Habib at FedEx, and I was like, dude, I want my money back. And he was like, well, you have to wait until you get the orders delivered to get your money back. And I was like, that's BS. I was like, cool, I'll call you on Wednesday, or I'll call you on Thursday when I get it delivered. But it finally got here, and it was not beaten up. So I got it packed and sent out, and sent it a little expedited so the person will get it a little sooner. So yeah, I fought with FedEx on that a little bit. So look, Darren's son showed up.
Hey.
So
it's Daniel.
Is that Daniel?
Yep.
Hey, Daniel. I saw that Daniel has a new girlfriend.
What?
Mm-hmm. You talk to him about that.
He put on his Facebook relationship status that he's in a relationship.
Uh-oh.
And we were all like, congratulations.
Excited. Wait, Patty said.
Patty's on there too.
Oh. So, all right. Well, Shelly, what have you been doing? How many vanilla wafers are you up to a day on feeding Ginger?
I'm doing about like a box every other day, something like that.
All right.
I don't give them to her every day.
All right.
But so it's utter chaos on our farm right now because the day before we butchered our hog, which was like, I don't know, right after Christmas, the weekend after Christmas, our big pig, the one that we're going to process him too, but he's still intact, and so we're probably just gonna make dog food out of him. But he somehow got out of the pen, and then he broke into the pen where Miss Piggy and her, son or whatever were there at. And so he got them out too. So we've had pigs running around our field and with the cows and the sheep, and nobody bothers anybody because it's a big enough area. It's like no big deal. But we're trying to get the pigs back up where they're supposed to go. So Randy's been working on that. The pigs have been like the big pig that needs to be processed. He's been sleeping in the sheep hut, and the other two have been sleeping in the cow shelter that we built. And so all the other animals are standing around looking at us like, why are these pigs in our area? And we can't, every time we try to get the pigs into the place that they're supposed to be, Ginger and Calvin are there.
Well,
and so Randy's trying to lure them up there with feed, and Calvin is like knocking into Randy, trying to get him to give him the feed. I mean, it's utter chaos. So Randy has everything out there, like the fencing and everything staged. Once we get them in there, we're just going to be able to pull up the fencing and everything's going to be fine. But Calvin and Ginger are just not making it easy. And then, the sheep follow the cows around wherever they go. So it's just been a little chaotic around here, but we'll get it figured out. It'll be fine.
You just need to tie Ginger to a tree.
Well, I told Randy, I said, it doesn't matter if Ginger and Calvin get up there because we can lure them out with vanilla wafers. It's not going to be that big a deal. All I got to do is shake. Actually, I can stand at my back porch and shake the box. And if she's down in the pasture, she comes running.
Yep.
I mean, it's like she's a thoroughbred or something. She's like galloping up through the pasture to get up to the backyard to get vanilla wafers.
Oh, yeah.
So
she's a vanilla wafer tramp, that's for sure.
She is. And man, it's crazy, but she will headbutt the fire out of Calvin if he tries to get a vanilla wafer.
Oh, yeah.
She's like shoving him out of the way because I'll throw some out on the ground. She'll eat them right out of my hand, but Calvin won't come up to me. So I'll toss some out on the ground for him where he's at, and she just shoves him right out of the way. Even though I've got vanilla wafers in my hand for her, she sees the ones on the ground, and she's like knocking him out of the way so she can get his too. I'm like, you are not being a good mama right now. And she's like, she don't even care.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're trying to get that stuff sorted out. And the funny thing is, last week you talked about, resilience and being in a good space or whatever. And used to, that's one of those things that would just like aggravate the fire out of me and make me feel like a failure or whatever. And now I'm just like, it's just another day, whatever. Like there's always something that's going to happen. There's always something that's going to go wrong. There's always problems and mistakes and all of that kind of stuff. And I am so over it. Like it's just another day on the homestead, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, the other thing, when we get done with this, I got to run down and check on the sheep because I know just as soon as it turns bone chilling cold like it has, they're going to be like, hey, it's a great time to have a baby. Let's pop
they can. I mean, our black one, our black sheep, she looks like she's getting ready to bust. And I'm like, do it now. The weather is warm. Well, today it turns off cold. Yeah. When I came home from work, I saw the blonde one laying out in the field. And I told Randy, I said, she's like laying out in the field. I don't know. She wasn't like laying on her side or anything. She was just kind of, sitting out there. But I said, I don't know if that means anything, but we may be having babies soon. I don't know. I'm just like, and it's supposed to like snow this weekend. Come on, guys, do it when it's warm. What is wrong with you?
They don't want to.
No.
They're like, oh, our body's going into distress. We should do it right now.
We just had 2 baby goats this afternoon. Right today when it changed. Yep.
Oh yeah, they do it every time. So
we're probably getting ready to get the weather that you have now. I imagine.
Oh, yeah. It's in the 30s right now. It was blowing.
Yeah, we had rain today, and the temperature wasn't real bad this morning. It was like maybe in the high 40s or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I came out of work this afternoon, I'm like, I should have wore a coat today because oh my God, the temperature dropped so much.
Yeah, it's gonna be 22 tonight and 30 for a high tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Hey, before we get into this, I wanted to share with everybody. If you come to our festival. If you've been to any of our festivals, actually any of our festivals, Leslie is our herbal chick, and she comes and teaches. She's taught at every festival that we've done. We met her at the first one, and she's been amazing. We love her. She's an amazing herbal teacher. She is doing classes. She does monthly classes that you can go sign up for. And this last year, was the first year that she had like these tiers of classes that she taught, and I was blessed enough to be in one of them. If you all, it's like a subscription thing. If you go to Patreon, you can see the different levels of classes that she has. And her thing on Patreon is School of Earth and Awe. And that's all spelled out, and awe is AWE. If you don't understand what I'm saying, School of Earth and Awe. But the classes that she does, you get to be on a monthly live call with her, and she sends out information every month. She has a forum for you to ask questions. She does that that monthly call for you to be on there, and she teaches, and it's very interactive. And actually from this last year, we wrapped up the year this last Saturday. I went to Nashville, and we did like an herbal foraging walk kind of thing through one of the parks down in Nashville. And we went back to her place, and she, we talked about a bunch of other stuff. She introduced us to some things. We had lunch there. It was just an amazing time. It was really, really it was a lot of fun. But I recommend go and check out her Patreon and check those out, because she is a wealth of knowledge, and you will learn all kinds of things from her. So just go check that out and show her some love.
Well, and hit the like button, just like the Hatfield said.
Yeah.
I just looked up and I saw Forrest in there. Forrest is not going to have to worry about having any lambs this year, I don't think. So
why?
Forrest sent me a video, and the title of it was, "Do you think my sheep are gay?" So he had 3 of his rams that were doing little purple hair, rainbow flag and stuff, and I was like, yeah. Wow. I was like, don't think you're going to have to worry about lambs this year, Forrest. So
okay.
So
does he not have any ewes? Is he confusing them?
He's got ewes, but I don't know if he got these dudes from California or what.
Maybe he doesn't have them in the same pen together.
I don't know. So
you're supposed to put them in the same pen together, just FYI.
Yeah, it's not, as long as none of them drop the woolite, they're all good, I guess. So.
Drop the woolite. You're a dork. God.
I'm getting old. You got to tell dad jokes. You can't tell dirty jokes anymore.
Yeah.
At least not on the internet.
Hey, you want to know a fun factoid?
Sure.
Wombats. You know what wombats are, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They make cube poop.
So is their butthole like square?
It says that the reason is because in their intestines, their muscle contractions are uneven. So when it comes out, it's cube shaped. They have cube poop.
That doesn't sound like a fun turd to get out.
I thought that was funny.
It is kind of funny, but it's like, hey, watch, I'm going to crap some dice.
Time to roll the dice.
Like, hold on.
It makes you wonder if, like, out in the outback, there's all this petrified poop laying around, and people come up on it, and they're like, "Is that dice?"
Yeah. Like, hey, hold on another minute. Let me eat something, and we can play Yahtzee, everybody. God. All right. Well, this is totally went downhill.
You want to hear the news story?
Yes.
It's got a Christmas feel to it.
All right.
So Stephen Pavlik, 63, of Stuart, Florida, is facing charges of aggravated assault and resisting arrest after his stint as a Salvation Army bell ringer went very much awry on December 23rd. Pavlik was stationed in front of the Publix store on Canner Highway before drunk ringing and belligerent tidings and assault took him from bell duty to booking blotter after a full-blown charity tirade. It says, having become intoxicated during the course of his charitable work, Pavlik began confronting passerbys who informed the public store manager. When the manager came outside to discuss the complaints with the inebriated volunteer, Pavlik attempted to impale him with the donation kettle tripod. Then he fled. The manager was uninjured and Pavlik was arrested at his home.
God almighty.
I know, right?
Where do we want to go on that one? I mean, there's...
Well, I mean, when I read that, I was sitting there thinking, okay, think of the progression of that day. You know, that he was like, had good intentions of getting up and going and ringing the bell for Salvation Army and all that kind of stuff. But somehow he got on this whole drunk whatever, and it just escalated into that mess to the point that he's trying to impale the store manager with the tripod.
Why do you think it's a good idea to be out drunk in front of Publix doing the Salvation Army bell ringing? It's like,
I don't know.
Sounds like Bad Santa 3.
That's exactly what. I don't know. I guess that guy got arrested. He's got to worry about dropping the woolite. So I mean, golly,
that's
all
just
right.
Hilarious to me.
Lord. All right, Shelley, introduce our fine guest before we fall too deep in a rabbit hole, because I was driving up and I was thinking about it. I was like, we're going to talk about tools and stuff like that. And I like old tools. And then I start giggling to myself because I'm thinking of, stupid stuff to say. And it's like, I was like, yeah, an old hoe's better than a new hoe. So we'll get that out of the way, that 13-year-old humor. So now you can introduce Darren.
Oh, Lord. Well, everybody, Darren and Patty are also, like, you guys have been to every one of our festivals, haven't you? Maybe one that you missed.
I think they've been to all.
I think you've been to every one of them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you've been to every one of them. Darren he's a jack of all trades. If you don't watch his YouTube channel, you need to go watch his YouTube channel, because, hey, Leather Homestead. Darren, his whole YouTube channel is called Hacks for the Homesteader, and he teaches hacks for your homestead. So easy ways to do things, all that kind of stuff. Darren is the guy that when Randy and I are trying to figure out something that we can't figure out, we call Darren. If Darren can't fix it, it can't be fixed, period. So, and all of his community out in Kansas, they will be the first ones to tell you, if Darren can't fix it, it's broke for real. It can't be fixed. So without further ado, we're so glad to have you. Can you give us a little bit of background about yourself?
Well, thank you for having me. Background. I guess growing up, I was always trying to have a tool in my hand. Them little metal sets that you get for Christmas that has a real saw and a real hammer and all that?
Oh, yeah.
The old kids might know. Well, I used it to cut the legs off of a new couch. I used a screwdriver to have a box stand spread all over the floor. And this was before I was 6 years old. So I've always had tools in my hand. I went into the Air Force. I was an aerospace ground equipment mechanic. I raised a family and paid the bills on an automotive mechanic salary. And what else? It's just, always working with tools. And over the years, I've learned to start using some of the older tools that, say, my great grandpa used, and how to use them. And man, those things were built to last. So if you know how to restore those, they'll last another 100 years. So I just started making a video. I was telling Jason about it, that I'll probably start doing a series of tool repairs and restorations, just to show you tricks on how to bring back tools that you might find at a thrift store or an estate sale, even the farm auctions. You can get a lot of good deals there. And it seems like every day somebody's trying to throw tools away, and it's like, why? You can fix them up. So that's kind of my background and what I'm doing. Huh?
Especially the older ones, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've got jack planes, and a bit and a brace is basically a drill bit that chucks into the brace or the hand drill part of it. And I've restored those. When our group first started getting together, every Christmas we had white elephant Christmas basically, and I'd go to the flea markets and stuff, and I'd buy an old tool and I'd restore it back. And one year I did an old 40s Craftsman hand grinder. You clamp it on the bench, and you basically, it had centrifugal weight in it. You get it spinning, and you can sharpen your knives and everything. And I got that running, and it seemed like it made everybody around the group was wanting
everybody
that.
Was stealing it.
Yeah. So cool. Yeah, those are always good gifts too, but it was always the old tools that they wanted, so.
Right.
Yep.
Very cool.
So I guess that's my background basically.
I like the older tools. Like my dad passed away in May, and I told my mom. She was like, "What do you want of Dad's stuff?" And I was like, "The only thing I really want is Dad's red-handled hatchet." And she was like, "Why?" I was like, "Because I was like 15 or 16. I asked my dad. I was like, "Dad, let me use that hatchet." He goes, "It's too sharp, and you're too young." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." I asked him, no kidding. Yeah. I was 35 years old, and I was like, "Dad, give me your hatchet. I need to cut something." He goes, "You're too young, and it's too sharp." And I looked at him. I said, "Hell, how old do I have to be to use this hatchet?" He goes, "I'll tell you." And I'm like, "Okay." So my mom gave me that hatchet for Christmas, and it's sitting upstairs. And I'm like, "I'm going to keep this thing forever." And I forgot the brand. I forgot the brand of it. I looked, and those things are selling, just the heads are like $200 for just a head. Yeah. And I'm like, "This is cool." I was like, "I'm going to keep this thing forever and give it to my kids."
Yep.
All right. How do we want to start it? I know you've done all kinds of stuff. I know you got some outline, but I know you could talk without an outline. But if
I would say probably when you get a thrift store or auction tool, it's rusty. So how do you get rid of the rust? And I've seen guys using electrolysis. They'll run electric through saltwater vinegar, but you can actually drop pruning shears or whatever in a vinegar, a container with vinegar, and within 24 hours you'll see a drastic difference of where that rust is going.
Just with vinegar by itself.
Just vinegar by itself, and it doesn't matter if it's apple cider or distilled white vinegar. But it'll cut that loose.
Videos where people will like hook it up to electricity or something to get the rust off of it, but you don't have to do that.
No, you don't have to. And if you do that, it's what is it? A half a gallon to 2 tablespoons of salt. And then what you'll do is you'll put the negative side of your battery charger. And almost everybody has a battery charger for their vehicle chargers. And hook the tool to the negative and then the positive you want to put on a rod or something, then that just goes into the solution. And what it does is it runs through that salty vinegar, and it'll flow from positive to negative, and break off or eliminate that through chemical reaction, the rust off of the tool. And then that just accelerates the process faster than just dropping the tool in the vinegar.
Gotcha.
But you'll get the same effect. You can actually do electroplating the same way with a battery charger. Depends on what I'm looking at doing. You've seen chrome plating or nickel plating, gold plating. You'll take the compound, like I'm looking at doing the feet on my old wood cook stove from 1800s. The feet at one time were nickel plated. They've rusted over a little bit, so I've got to sit and grind that smooth and everything. What I'll do is go back in and electroplate that with nickel, and you just get strips of nickel, and same kind of solution. You'll drop them in there, and that solution will actually turn green from the nickel, but it'll collect on that part and actually give a smooth finish. And it almost it's pretty close to chrome when you polish it. So you see a nice bright chrome bumper, it's the same effect. That's how they do it. Just a bigger vat, more chemicals. But yeah, that's just a little other information. There's YouTube channels of people doing all kinds of stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I had applied at TWA at the overhaul base down in Kansas City to go into their plating shop, and took all their tests and everything. I passed everything, but they still didn't hire me because my dad had worked in the plating shop for 11 years and made everybody mad in there. So my last name was Mud, basically. So yeah, I did learn a lot about that plating way back. Yeah, that's just a good way of getting rid of the rust. If it's really flaky, you'll hit it with a Wizzy wheel on a like 4.5-inch grinder to knock a lot of that off. A lot of times, if it's a pruning shear or head shears or something that doesn't even move, but just by putting it in the emulsification of that vinegar solution, it'll get it to where you can move it again, and then you can probably take it apart and actually really clean it up. And then that's the same thing with like pliers. I've got a pair of pliers, actually a crescent wrench also, that the moving mechanism doesn't work. You just drop it in the vinegar, and 24 hours later you can start working it loose and cleaning it up. But yeah, steel wool, sandpaper, wire brushes, wire wheels on your drill. It's just nice to have a lot of that stuff to have the tools to fix the tools that you want to repair. So.
Oh yeah.
So after you drop that in there in the vinegar solution and you get the rust off, are you supposed to do anything to treat it somehow, or like?
Well, you'll clean it off. You can wash it off, soap and water, and then go back and oil it. I'll use WD-40. I've been using PB Blaster. It's a little thicker. It sticks a little better.
Yeah.
And depends on some of the other stuff that has still some grit that I can't get to, like a crescent wrench. I'll actually put grease in there, and that grease will collect the stuff. And over time, you go in there and wash it off with diesel fuel or something, and then hit it with a light oil. And by then, it's back to smooth and working again. So, yeah, just the light oil, keeping it. If you keep them lightly oiled, one of my tricks for my mechanics toolbox was all that stuff I'd lay carpet scraps in the bottom, cut to the drawer side. So as the oil transfers to that carpet, it's always, if you move it it shifts around a little bit in there, and it's actually keeping everything oiled inside the drawer as you're going through your week or whatever. Now, if I'm doing a messy job, I'll
Oil
clean my
and
tools up
carpet.
before they go in there.
Yeah.
But that's a helpful way of keeping them. The bigger tools, it basically keep them clean and stuff and get them in a shed or a tote, a box. I mean, Jason has used enough tools to know about trying to keep them clean and out of the weather.
Oh yeah, you got to keep them. I hate having stuff outside. That's one of the reasons I bought a
Yeah.
enclosed trailer, is to have a tool trailer where it's like everything's inside. I don't have to worry
Yeah.
about moving stuff in the bed. And it, like, my tile saw the other day, I was doing some tile at my brother's house. I had the tile saw setting out, had it water in it and everything. And I didn't want to dump all that water right there in my brother's driveway. So I just threw it in the bed of the truck,
Yeah.
left it in there and forgot about it, and took it out the next morning. And it was just a solid brick of ice. And I'm like, it's fine. It'll thaw out and be okay. So,
Yep.
but tile saws are made to be wet. So I wasn't real super worried about that.
It's all good, Miss Sharon. We're glad to see you here.
Better to be late than never.
And Bill says, I have heated my axes, hatchets, sledgehammer, and wedges on my wood stove and then melted beeswax on them.
Yep.
So, okay, so I have a question. If we were in a situation, SHTF, whatever, and you weren't able to get, it's good to have all those things on hand that you were talking about, but you weren't able to get, like, say, WD-40 or whatever it is that you're going to oil it with. Can you use something like lard to do that with?
Yep.
Okay.
That all works too. Yeah, any kind of fat will work like an oil. Yep.
All right.
Maybe I'll do that in one of the videos. Use some of my lard to treat some of those tools. They might smell a little funny, but
It make you hungry while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm always thinking about, like, your inputs and stuff like that. I'm like, when you're talking about things that you got to go buy at the store, and I know, like, I when Billy talks about, 2 is 1 and 1 is none, I think about that all the time when it comes to the resources that we need to, have around here.
Mm-hmm.
But when I look at things that I have to go buy at the store, I'm always thinking, what can I replace that with if I can't get that, if something happens? And that doesn't necessarily have to be SHTF. We all saw in 2020 that there were supply chain issues everywhere. It was hard to get some things. So if you have to have that, what can you replace it with that you may have on hand, depending on what kind of animals you have or something like that.
So when I get my garage done, I'll have a place to set up a system, but I'm going to try and filter used oil and treat that oil to where I can use it again in some aspect. It'll probably be a lighter weight oil. The viscosity will be gone, but it'll be a good penetrating oil. So I'm going to play with that once I get a place to set up that system. So that's always, you change your oil and you just save it, and you've got all that oil for other things. So.
Right. Miss Sharon says, my pa used to put tools in a bucket of sand and pour burnt motor oil over it.
Yep.
So what is the sand? Is the sand to take the rust off or something?
It gives it a porosity to hold that oil there instead of it just cooling down.
Oh, okay.
It's basically, you're pushing that oil up into the higher parts of the tool, and it stays there instead of all draining down.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, that's a good medium, would be sand. Yeah.
The Homestead twins are here.
All right.
Wonder how cold it is up there in Michigan. I don't even want to know about that.
Mm-mm.
Bill says animal fat is a rust prohibitor as long as it's salt free.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. So we tell our pigs, don't eat the salt, and then we can use you for another purpose. So I'll tell you, I do. I go out and buy, like if we run to the flea market, I always look at all the booths that have the old tools and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I always come home with something. I mean, I've got probably one of the coolest things. I've got an old hand riveter. Like it looks like a riveter like you would use. You know how they put rivets on like Levi's? It would be something like that. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. So I've just got it sitting on a shelf and stuff. And then one of the kids at church asked my wife, she's like, does Mr. Jason have me like a plane and a brace and bit set and a couple other things and a draw knife? And Whitney texted me and she's like, do you have this stuff? And I was like, yeah, I've got it sitting down in the shop. And the kid needed it for some historical thing. So I let him borrow it. And she's like, why do you have all that stuff? I was like, I buy crap all the time like that.
Mm-hmm.
But what, Darren, tell us some of the stuff. I mean, it kind of gets off maintenance, but tell us some of the stuff that you think somebody should have on a homestead if they're worried about not having access to power and stuff like that to do tasks that you do right now.
Well, I guess the past, I don't know, 5-6 years, I've been playing with like the bit and brace, learning how to do joints with pins. You'll do a mortise and tenon and then pin it. That's how they used to build old barns and everything.
And that doesn't go either.
So, if you want to have anything when the power goes out or where, is gain that knowledge to be able to build without power tools. But yeah, having a good set of bits and a brace, a hand drill. I probably got a dozen hand saws, different pitch teeth and all of that for finish or a rip saw for cutting coarse cuts. The plane you can actually round off edges like a router would be. I've got a spoke knife. I've got 3 different draw knives. We're starting to get into the stuff like the divoting tools, the chisels for dugout stuff. What you use a fro. I forget the other name of it now. Anyway, it's a different kind of mallet, wooden mallets. How to make those mallets. So yeah, once I get my wood shop cleaned up to where I can work in there, I'll start building some of these older tools. And I know I'll have video content for those. But having a good shovel, a pickaxe is great for roots and gravel, rocky ground. Oh, garden tools. A good hoe, a potato hoe would be good to have.
And
the straight, how a hoe has a handle that comes in and then the blade is down. A potato hoe is a hoe with a straight handle in line with the handle. A trenching shovel, if you're going to lay any kind of wire or plumbing. Oh, and nails. I find nails all the time in auctions and stuff. And nobody in modern times uses a nail. Everything's screwed together. Well, one day I'm not going to sit there with a hand screwdriver and screw all of those. So I'll be going back to the hammer,
Oh yeah.
Bill has a question. It says, how or where can I learn how to pitch and sharpen a crosscut handsaw?
Oh, I have a friend that learned how to do that. Her name's Erin. She's over in West Virginia now. I'll have to get a hold of her and find out where she learned that. But if you really want to go to a good festivals down there in Texas, and they actually build a full-on barn every year over that week, and it's all old joints and pins and all that. And at the end of the week, they raffle it off, and whoever wins it, they take that barn down and they can go home with it. But
That's
you'll
cool.
learn all the old tool maintenance, all the ways to take care of saw blades and crosscut, 2-man crosscut blades and stuff like that. I haven't been down there yet. I want to make it a trip down there sometime. I may pass through and stop at William Bond's place before we go down there. But that's supposedly a full-on functioning community all year long. The people that stay there, live there, and everything, they have trade and all that with the local town people and all that. So apparently, it's a big deal. Off the top of my head, I can't tell you the name of it right now, but I can find it.
That's pretty cool. That's one of those things. And I've had people ask me before on how to set the teeth and stuff like that. And there was the old man that I knew, and I don't know if he's still alive or not, but he told me, he was like, I can show you how to do that stuff, and I just never took advantage of doing it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know the and how to do it. I just haven't done it yet. And it's all feel. It's once you get everything cut, what you want on a crosscut saw is you've got your blade, and as they end in teeth, the teeth come out. It's got to be 1 millimeter or less on each side. Every other tooth is staggered. So as you're going through there, it takes out a good amount of material, and the blade itself won't bind, especially as you're going down through that cut. And triangle files, I've got a toolbox that's 18 inches, 20 inches wide, the drawer, and it's full of files, different kind of files, hand files.
Oh yeah.
And those are great for sharpening all kinds of stuff. And then I've got regular stones, sharpening stones, to put a good edge on stuff. We just broke down this year and bought a little belt sander for knife sharpening.
How do you like
a modern. I like it. It really is nice.
I've thought about buying one of those, but then I've read where it's like you got to watch and not get the blade too hot, or you lose the temper on stuff.
Yeah, you can.
So I was a little nervous about it.
I think it goes up to 3,000 grit on the belts, so you can polish it.
I don't know. I'm still tempted to buy one. We might buy that before the next pig class.
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy one of those. And that, hey, we've got the pig class coming up March 21st down here in Bowling Green at my place. Run to the website, look at it. You can get your ticket there. That's March 21st for the pig class. The sheep class, we're going to have one of those in April. It's April 11th at my place also. But Miss Sharon will probably put the links up to get tickets for those things.
Bill says, I have a block of 2x4 full of small files similar to old jeweler's files.
Oh, yeah. Shoot, yeah.
Well, Darren, what else? I've got one other question that you might want to address on people. How do you store, like you're out and you're digging a trench, or you're out working in your food forest doing something like that? You've got your loppers out there, you've got a pickaxe out there, you've got your shovel, you've got your rake. Do we just need to go take those things and throw them in the shed and walk on into the house?
No. In fact, I built 2 horizontal garden tool racks that my little short sheds, I had it in a barrel. You go to pull a hoe out and you're halfway out of the barrel and it hits the roof of the shed. So you can't get that out of there. So I put them in a horizontal pattern, and it keeps them off the floor, off the moisture. And if you've got edges on them, that it keeps them sharp. So they're not in a barrel banging around and all that. So, yeah, having a storage system for every tool you got in one way or the other helps immensely.
That and clean them off too. Don't leave all the mud and everything caked on those things. I've seen people do that, and they'll just take that shovel. Plumbers are the worst. They'll take that shovel and just throw it in the bed of the truck, and I'm just like, damn, you're hauling around 10 pounds extra mud on that shovel.
Yep.
Well,
I'll fix it, and they beat the dry dirt off of it. And go, it's like, well, now you're bending it.
Yep.
You're fatiguing the metal.
Oh yeah. What else have you got, Darren? I know you got a whole thing. Tell us some more tricks and all that good stuff. We're gonna let you talk. You're the expert on this. I
guess the next best thing would be the let's see, we covered sharpening a little bit. Most everything old school had a wooden handle on them, and even if they've sat in the barn and never got wet, they dry out. The polymers or oils in that wood, the resins dry out, and they split, and then they're real rough, and you go to use them, and now your hands are full of calluses. If you'll take and sand those down, just 150 grit, 200 grit, whatever, sand them down so that they're nice and smooth, and then get as much linseed oil in there as you can. You can actually melt a beeswax and linseed oil mix, and get those back in there. That wood will continue to work for you. It won't give you blisters. And my problem is to get that far, and I try and use them one day, and the head breaks off of the shovel, or the wooden handle on a rear handled shovel or something will break out, and that wood dries out so bad it just gets so brittle it falls apart. So if you keep it oiled, that will help. A lot of the long handle tools I've seen where guys will mount a toilet flange onto a base, and they put a cap on it and a piece of PVC, and they can fill that thing full of oil and put the handle down in there. And if you've got any sticking out, they just brush up to the head of the tool or whatever, and keep doing that as that's soaking in there.
Huh.
You can pull it out and wipe it off, and it has had time to saturate all the way to the core of that thing.
Yeah.
So that's another good idea to be able to do. If anybody has a lathe, well, the poor man lathe would be a drill press. Instead of your parts horizontal, you're actually working it up and down. But you can take tree branches and make replacement handles that way. A lot of times you'll have to cut the bolts. So having all thread and cap nuts on either side of it will actually give you a handle or fix a tool that doesn't have one. I've seen those a lot in thrift stores, missing handles, just no bolt or anything. It's just useless to somebody, but somebody that wants to put a little time in it, they can fix it up again.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, you can't.
Yeah, wooden hand
that stuff up cheap.
Yep. What was the last one I saw? I saw basically a pallet full of garden tools for $3. So
Wow.
yeah, the farm auctions are pretty cool.
Oh, I love going to farm auctions. I find stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I got to watch going to too many farm auctions because I come back with all kinds of stuff. And then my wife,
you didn't need, right?
Yeah, she was like, "Why do we need this?" And I'm like, "It's pretty cool. Why don't we need this?"
Yeah, I'll find a use for it later.
Yeah, so we'll eventually do it. Oh, Bill says the definition of trivial is useless information. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, putting handles and stuff. It's like we talked, before we got on here. A lot of people don't know how to put a handle in something. If you break your hatchet, they're just like, "Oh well, I'll go buy a new Gerber one at Lowe's or something." When you've got probably a perfectly good one, and you just need to go get you a new handle at the hardware store and put the thing in. It's not that complicated to do.
Right.
So, I mean,
So
I've
if you had to make your own handle, is it better to use like seasoned wood or what's the best?
You could. I try and use a little bit. It's if I cut limbs off of trees for my firewood, I'll save the ones that are decent handle size that are actually straight enough. And if they're green, I'll give them 6, 8, maybe a year to cure. But then you debark them, and then you've got them blanks that you can store for later on. Because once they're debarked, they harden up, they cure right there.
But you would be looking at
what was the last one?
like hickory, right?
Yeah, hickory, an ash. I've got walnut and oak here, red oaks and pin oaks, and those are all good hardwoods. I've seen some people use maple. Maple's kind of on the softer side, I think. Maple will probably work better for short handles, screwdriver handles, chisel handles, stuff like that. But yeah, you don't want them real green because then if you make the handle for whatever and you put it in there and you get any kind of shrinkage or warpage, then it's not as functional as it would be. You want it to dry up enough to where, okay, that's straight enough. I can use that on this tool. So.
Yeah. Well, some black locust would probably be pretty good.
Oh yeah, hedge and locust would be great.
That stuff would never rot. You can leave that thing outside, and it wouldn't be anywhere. And the Homestead twins farm auctions are where there's a good deal to be had. 1,000 feet of half-inch cable for $120. I'd jump on that.
Heck yeah.
Shoot, I'd jump on that and just put it in the shop. So
somebody's putting in a zip line.
Yeah.
He said he's planning on making a
1,000
walking
feet.
bridge with it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it gives
That would
Shelly
be great.
anxiety every time she comes down and sees all the crap in my shop, doesn't it?
It didn't give me anxiety. You just got a lot of crap.
Hey, I wait until there's good deals on stuff like the nails. I was in Home Depot several months ago. They changed the package on their nails, and they took all the nails and had them sitting out there at the end and marked them at like 75% off. And I'm like, cool, I didn't need a shopping cart, but now I need a shopping cart. I mean, I was buying like 1 pound boxes of nails for like 75 cents or something. So I just loaded a whole shopping cart and went and paid for them. Spent, I don't know, I might have spent $100. But I mean, there's nails for days, every different kind and everything else. So, all right, Shelly, what other questions you got?
He's answered my questions.
All right.
I didn't make you have any more.
Not right off the top of my head.
Just don't put lard on your tools unless you've already eaten breakfast. Because then you'll be hungry all day.
When I render my lard, it doesn't smell.
Oh, yeah.
Now bacon grease, that smells.
Oh.
But
that'd be good. You put bacon grease on your tools and you're sitting over and licking on the axe or something. You're like, yeah, that guy's a window licker. He needs to put his mask on. Oh Lord, it's been good. I've learned some stuff. I need to go to some more flea markets and buy some more stuff. I think it's cool to have, even if it, restore the stuff. And I think it's cool when you walk in people's houses and they've got like all these old tools just sitting on shelves, and it's like those things are pretty sweet.
Darren, I wish you would set up a booth at our festival and sell these restored tools, because I think that you'd have a big market for that.
Oh, I know there would be. Do I really want another job? Because that could turn into a job real quick.
Yeah, for real.
But Billy always told me when he got me started on this YouTube business is like you got you got so much in your brain. People need to learn just a piece of what you know.
You got a whole bunch of
Because
knowledge in there.
yeah. So that's what I'm doing, trying to share my knowledge, clone my skills, so somebody's got it when I'm gone. You know.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
So
Exactly. Boy.
You're right, Bill. It is past my bedtime.
Yeah. Shelly's slowly deflating like the balloon.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's almost time to go to bed.
Hey, I'm not staying up late tonight either. I want to go hit the sack. I just don't feel real good. I'm like, I want some sleep. So, all right.
hey, I'll have to send you guys an iron soup recipe. My dad came up with, and like Jason, when he's ailing right now, he has a batch of that soup at night. Gets up the next morning, he never felt that way. He's ready for another week. So I'll send both of that to you, or that recipe to both of you.
That works.
And
Yeah, that's cool.
it does. It's got a whole lot of different foods with sulfur in them. For some reason, it will get whatever bug is in you and run it out. So
Really?
Well,
I swear by it. There's a lot of other people that have tried it, and it's like it does work. So
I'd be interested in trying that for sure. So,
when I feel cruddy, Randy makes me a hot toddy, and that usually knocks it out. Mainly because it helps me sleep, you know, and then with the lemon and the honey, it just knocks all that stuff out.
Yeah.
well, I'll try something. So, or I'd just take a big shot of moonshine and pass out.
There you go.
So, all right. I don't have anything else. Darren, you got anything else? Shelly, you got anything else?
Well, we're kind of having a festival this summer.
Kinda.
Yeah. So you can go to the website and get tickets for that festival. It's mid July. What are the dates exactly?
17th, 18th, and 19th.
19th. So go check out Kentucky Sustainable Living and get your tickets for the festival. We're starting to get our lineup together of speakers and presenters and workshops and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be coming out on the website. At the end of this month, the last Saturday of this month, we'll be having our KSL Homestead meetup in Bowling Green. That is free. You can come and let's see, Dana from Russell Homestead is going to be teaching about fermenting, like drinks and stuff like that. And then my son-in-law, Josh, is going to be teaching winemaking. So come hang out with us for the day, bring a dish, and we'll have a little potluck for lunch. And those are always a good time to network and meet people in your area or in our area that, do what we do and all that kind of thing. Didn't you tell me the other day we got like 20 people signed up already?
Yeah, there's 20, I think 20 people, not counting you and I, and then Jessica and Josh. So
right.
It would be amazing if we had 40 people.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
If you care about it, make it 40 people. Sign up for it and come. We've got people from what? 4 states coming. We've got Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana, and Ohio.
Yeah, I'm going to send out an email sometime this week. And because I thought it would be cool if people wanted to bring seeds to share since it's getting ready to be, planting season and stuff. So if you have any seeds that you want to trade, maybe bring seeds. So
that would work. So
we've got workshops that are coming up. You can find all those on KentuckySustainableLiving.com. There's a hog processing, a sheep processing. What else?
We got the radio class, but I've got to get it on the website first.
Yeah, it's pushed out a little bit, right? Isn't it like end of May or something?
Yes, and Brian just texted me, and let's see what he said. Yes, it is going to be May 30th. Is when the ham radio comms class is going to be. So that'll be May 30th. If I felt better, I would get it up tonight, but I don't feel like it, so I'll get it up tomorrow sometime where you can buy tickets.
Totally fine.
So, but that's going to be a good time. Brian and Susan will do all the fun radio stuff. We're going to set up some expedited antennas and play radio for the day, and y'all can figure out how to do all the cool ninja radio stuff. So I don't know. That's all I've got. Guys, if you're close, honestly, come the 31st of this month for the meetup. It's free. It's going to be a good time. So
yeah, I enjoy those so much because it's like you get together and see, people that you haven't seen for a while, but it doesn't take as much effort to put it together as the festival does.
Yeah.
I mean, I love doing the festival, but y'all, so it can get exhausting. There's a lot of work that goes into that.
Super.
The meetups are a lot of fun. So
they just don't last. They don't last long enough. That's the only bad thing.
Yeah.
It's like, boom, it's already time to go home. It's like, this sucks. We're just having fun. So, All right. I'm done talking for the night. Are y'all going to say anything else?
I'm done.
All right. Darren, are you
I
done?
don't know. Yeah, I'm done.
All right. We're all done. We're at an hour. We're going to close this out, guys. We appreciate it.
Give Patty a hug for me. I miss her face.
I will. All right. I'll take a picture and send it to you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We appreciate y'all being here. Shelly and I'll be back Wednesday night again. I will be back on Friday morning at 8 o'clock for Clickbait and Coffee. We'll see if we can make some more liberals cry, because last time we had liberals crying in the comments. So run over and check that out and see the liberal tears that came out on that. So, guys, I appreciate it. I'll see y'all Friday morning. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.
All right.